Hey guys, Ryan G. Wright at DoHardMoney.com. I am coming to you from the Do Hard Money headquarters. Love to come show you around. We're always having fun. There was a big basketball game, so we put these everywhere. This is our Do Hard Money headquarters. We've got our awards here. Best place to work, top 100, Inc. 5000. This is the place, exposed ceilings, that type of stuff. But what I'm doing is answering a Just Ask Ryan question of the day. And today's question is tips to making an offer on an investment property. I'm going to answer that question. If you've got a question you'd like to have me answer, just type it in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer that question for you as a Just Ask Ryan. We've got our core values here, which is happy, honor, achievement, passion, pioneer, and initiative, as well as a couple of awards with Top Workplace, Inc. 5000, and our corporate games, which we are super proud of. That said, some tips for making an offer on investment properties. Thanks for this question. I think the most important thing that we're talking about here is finding off-market properties. One of the biggest challenges right now is with properties, and if they're listed on the multiple listing service or the MLS, there are multiple people that are wanting to purchase that property, and those are not going to be the very best deals. So what happens is if you can go after what are called off-market properties, you are marketing and selling and talking to people that have their properties not listed, that are thinking about selling but are trying to decide right now. So if you can get to people early enough, and if you can get to people that have properties have problems, so they need to have equity and they need to have motivation. If they don't have equity, you can get creative with some seller financing, but they definitely have to have motivation. If they don't have equity, it's going to be hard to do fix and flip deals. But if they have motivation, you can work on that. So you want people with motivation. So the most important thing to do is to put a campaign together on how you're going to continue to find properties. And one of the best ways to do this is what's called driving for dollars. And what happens is you get in the car and you go looking for properties that have signs of problems. Maybe the grass is too high, maybe the mailbox is full, maybe there's a blue tarp on the roof. Whatever the case is, you're looking for these properties that actually have problems. And when you do, you're going to write those down, and then you're going to send postcards, you're going to call those people, you're going to do a skip trace, whatever it takes to get in touch with them and say, are you interested in selling? Now, most people, 999 out of 1,000, are not going to be interested, but that one that is interested or may be interested can turn into a lot of money for you, and you can help them solve their problem. And that's how I like to approach everything, is how can I be a real estate problem solver? Because if the property's in disrepair and in bad shape, they can't sell it to just a regular buyer that's going to get a loan from a bank. They've got to sell it to an investor, or they have to spend the money to fix the property up, because your traditional bank lenders and credit unions, when they sell that paper, when they do that loan, the property needs to be in good condition. And if it's not, the seller's going to have to make those repairs. The seller doesn't have the money to make those repairs, or doesn't want to make those repairs, or doesn't want to deal with people traipsing through the property, or listing with an agent, paying the commissions, and all those different types of things. If they don't want to do any of that stuff, selling to an investor like me is the best way to go. It's less hassle. They can sell on the date of their choice. They would rather not deal with having to do any repairs, finding new buyers, any of that type of stuff. It all goes out the door, and none of that is required, which makes things so much easier for a seller, especially if the property's in need of repairs. Lots of times this could be a home that they've inherited, this could be a home that's gone through probate, this could be a divorce situation, this could be an out-of-state owner, this could be a rental property. The list goes on and on. But if you're making an offer on those properties, the most important tip that I have for you is don't make an offer. Ask them what they want, and ask them what's the least amount they would be willing to take for the property. So my question basically is what were you hoping to get? And if I gave you an all-cash offer, what would you be willing to take? And then when I'm walking through the property, I'm pointing out all the problems and how expensive those problems are going to be to fix. And my question simply is that really the best you can do? So the idea is if I say, what do you want for the property? And they say $100,000. And this is typically in a phone conversation. The next thing I'm going to say is, what would you take for an all cash offer, closing on the date of your choice? I'll take care of all the title fees and costs. What would you take? And maybe they say $90,000. And I say, okay, $90,000, that's interesting. Then when I go to the property, I walk through the property with them, I'm pointing out all the things and the expenses of what it's going to cost for me to actually fix up the property. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm an investor and trying to make some money on the project. But then I'm saying, $90,000, this property needs a lot of work. Is that really the best you can do? And they'll hem and haw. Now the important thing here is stay silent. Don't say a single word. And then they may say, well, I do 85. And I'm going to scratch my head and be like, oh, wow, oh, no. No matter what, if the price is one I can do or not, I'm doing the same thing. And I'm just simply saying, painfully, is that the best you can do? And then I stay silent and I wait for them to do something. And then if they say, yeah, that's the best I can do, and I'm like, oh man, oh geez, is that really the best you can do? And I ask that question 3 times. And then at the end of asking that question and being painful, because it's painful, I'm saying, so what you're saying is, if I can't do $85,000, then I might as well, if I can't do that price, then I might as well just walk away and we part as friends. Is that what you're saying? Because I want to get their like bottom line price. And then once I get that, I say, would 80,000, is there any way you could make that work? And then try and get them to accept that a little bit lower of an offer after they've, so basically the seller is negotiating with themselves, because all I'm saying is that really the best you can do, asking that question 3 times and then arriving at a price. That's the very best way to do this. Now, with that, you want to put up some earnest money. I usually do $50 or $100. I give that money to the title company, not to the seller, so that the title company actually has those funds. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know if you try some of these. It will work out really well. If you want to have me answer a question you got, type it in the comments below. I also have a killer video on how much should I offer on an investment property. If you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description and put it on here as well. I also have a blog, how to negotiate house price after offer accepted. Once you have it accepted, how can you renegotiate that? I have a whole blog on that. You're going to want to check that out. I'll put that in the comments below. If you want some help with any of this, real estate investing, finance, check us out over at dohardmoney.com. We have softwares, we have tools, we have resources, all here to help you out in your real estate investing. We'd love to talk to you. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.